Hi, everybody. Welcome back to IQ Design Academy. My name is Steve Wilcox, and I'm a professional furniture designer. And I'll be your host as we go through this series of furniture design instructional videos using IQ Design as our platform. Today is the fifth video in a series, and we'll be dealing with the creation of production illustrations. So hang on, and we'll get started momentarily. All right, so here we are again at the start page for IQ Design. If you ever need to just head back to the home page, you can click this icon up here. It'll take you right back. But again, very briefly, we have our prompt box. We are now in the create mode. Here's the gallery mode. Here's my account. We have a generate images button, and we also have an upload image button. So our theoretical setup for these series of videos is I've been asked by a client to create a series of footstool designs that are fun and novelty based that would be used in a youth environment or in a playroom or a kid's bedroom, something like that. So in one of the earlier videos, I've created a bunch of different concepts, and each of the videos I'm choosing a different concept of those family of products to illustrate. So at least things have a little bit of variety here. So I'm going to go to image upload, and I'm going to choose the sheep version that was generated earlier. And again, you can see here the reference image is uploaded to guide the AI. And what I'm going to do now is I want to create a photorealistic image, but I'm going to let the computer have pretty much full range in what it creates regarding color, etc. So I'm going to just say create a photorealistic version of this lamb footstool. And I'm going to say white studio environment. Again, because I don't want to have it complicated by a lot of background things I don't want to deal with. And I spelled environment wrong. And an O. Okay, so let's just give it some freedom. I'm going to click generate images. And again, by default, 4 images will appear. This is where we, of course, the original prompt is. The reference image is shown in a little bit larger format here. And again, this should just take a few seconds to pop up with its illustrations. All right, we certainly have some lambs in photorealistic version. This one changed the design a bit too much. This I'm not too sure about the gray with white. The white with natural is good, but I'm going to change things a little bit. I'm going to refine things here. So I'm going to hit select and refine this image. I like the shape overall. And right now, again, in one of the previous videos, this is the parameters window. So the AI is analyzing this image and it's reviewing it, and it will give me different parameters that I could then go in and very specifically change using these little icons and windows. But first, I want to change the design slightly, and I'm just going to use the prompt. I'm going to say change the face to be black fabric and revise the wood legs to be black wood tone. And I'm going to say refine further, and we'll see what we get. And just one image is being created at the moment. And as it's refining, we will see what happens. And it changed it to exactly what I wanted. So now it did change the ears. I was wondering if it was going to change the ear color or not because I didn't really specify that. And as you can see over here, it did call it out. So it took the liberty to go ahead and change that. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. So this is good. Now, one thing I want to point out, though, if you do ever want to go back to your original image, if you did not get what you liked, you can do that. You can just hit go back and that image will be created and you can go from there. Now, one other point that's important to know, and although if you make changes, this main window will continue to focus on the changes that you made. But in your gallery section, you can go back to the images that you did not like. So they're still saved in there if for some reason later you wanted to go back and work with some of those. But here I'm just going to go forward, and that's the design that I like. And at this point, this is a nice, what I would call a product image. And it shows people what it is. There's no dimensions or anything like that yet. And that's okay. At this point, I don't want that. But what I want to do is I'd like to create 2 to 3 different images that would be used to help clarify to other people what this design would look like, or the people who would produce a sample or a prototype of this item. Or even if I was a craftsman, it provides me guidance to make my own. So first, what I want to do, though, is I want to create a little bit more of a marketing image. So this is going to be a very simple exercise in creating a environmental image where this item might be found. And it could be used on a website, it could be used in a catalog, etc. And again, this is very easy to do. You do not have to wait for the prototypes and then do studio photography anymore. This is an amazing cost and time savings. So I just want to say, place this item into a youth bedroom. Focus on the product. Make the background just out of focus. And again, that's a trick to keep the focus on the product, but still provide a little context as to how it would be used. So let's see how this turns out. I'm going to hit refine, and I've given it a lot of parameters, or I've not given it a lot of parameters, so it gets to decide what a youth bedroom looks like. So we will see. And it's done a pretty good job. This looks really good. It's it has color coordinated things. It has blurred the background like I asked. It's added some environmental lighting. It's added accessories. And again, I didn't have to create this in a 3D modeling program. So it shows people, it even gives it a little bit more context regarding its scale. So that's great. So this item is saved, and this would be like my marketing image. So here's one example of IQ Design creating not only the product visualization, but now marketing images. But I want more. So I'm going to go back to this image, and I'm going to try to go off in a different direction. And this prompt is going to be a little bit more complex, but I'm asking the AI to do a little bit more. And I'll still try to keep it in a simple version. I'm going to say, create an architectural style image of this product. Show a front view, side view, comma, and top view. Place a perspective view into the upper right corner of the image. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I could get much more specific, but what I want, in fact, architectural style image, I'm going to say pencil image, because I want to, again, keep this simple. So let's see how this turns out, and I'll explain why I like this kind of drawing as a product designer as soon as it generates it. And hopefully we'll come up with something that works for me. IQ Design is pretty good at this. I've mentioned this before, but most iterations take about a minute, take less than a minute. Okay, so here it has created exactly what I wanted. Perhaps not quite the layout on the page that I wanted, but this could be something that I could take into Photoshop and manipulate and create the document that I wanted. But what it does is it gives elevation views. So here's the top view, or what would be called the plan view, the side view, and then of course the front view. So the AI has added dimensions, and it looks like it is in millimeters. You'd have to double check those. This, it's just mimicking a style of drawing, so you would really have to go in and make sure that those dimensions were accurate. However, I'm sure in the very near future, AI will get very good at providing those dimensions, should you input them. And here, of course, is a very lovely pencil sketch in perspective of your item. It's even got some construction lines. So anyway, a great solution to what we needed. Now, again, that's being saved, and I'm going to go back to this image, and I'm going to say something like, let's create one more image, and let's just do something fun. I'm just going to say, place this lamb footstool on a beach patio. Let's say it, children playing in the background, close up of the footstool. Blurry background. Let's hit refine. Again, I'm just wondering what this is going to look like. So we'll take a look. As it's generating, I'm going to do one more style image after this. So there you go. I mean, you tie in then with the human form, you tie in this product that this is for kids. This is something fun. And again, it's at the beach, it's casual. I don't know why I chose the beach. I could have chosen a winter fireplace scene, but that image is there. And let's go back. And then finally, I want to create what I would just call a studio image, but it has a little more interest than this white background. And I would prompt it like this. Create a studio image of this product. And I'm going to say rustic wood floor. And I'm going to say white stucco wall in the background. I'm just going to say natural light. And we'll get into some of these parameters in future videos. And I think that's good. So I'm going to hit refine. And we'll see how this prompt takes this product and puts it into that form of image. And this is something I use as a product designer, is it puts the product into a space, but again, it's very simple and elementary. So this isn't really a marketing image, but it gives me an idea of how this relates to an environment. And here it did a great job. So here's, again, the scale is a bit ambiguous. I can change that when I go back to that elevation drawing. But here it is. It's on a wood floor. It's casting some shadows. You get a little textural background, and it's just a great image. So those are the images I wanted to go through today. And again, if you go up here to gallery, you can see that these images and their parameters are all saved here within this library of your designs. Thanks again for stopping by for video number 5 in the furniture design series. We'll be pushing forward with some more instructional videos next time. Thanks for stopping by.